Welcome, friends, to a practice and prompt for structure and clarity. So let us sit together for a moment, a quiet moment, a rarity in these busy days of ours. Find a comfortable, steady, and stable seat and adjust whatever you need to. Wiggle around in your seat, adjust your hair or your clothing, and then see if you can be as still as you can be. Bring the palms face down, resting lightly on the knees. It's good for calming and grounding. And then take an inhale and shrug your shoulders all the way up to your ears, which is where we hold all of our tension. Hold your breath there until you run out. And then exhale, drop your shoulders and release the breath through the mouth. And you can just shrug your shoulders up and down, do that 3 to 4 times before really settling into your seat. Now you've done that, let's become more aware of how you're placing your body and try to be a little bit more specific in your structure. Are you cross-legged? If you're sitting on a seat or you're in an office somewhere, then just make sure that your feet can reach the earth and that you've got support behind your back. If you're sitting, make sure you're sitting off something so that your hips are a little bit higher than your knees, so you're not stressing your knees or your back out. And if your knees are way off the floor, put some padding underneath them if you have taken a seat for meditation. Now start to bring your awareness to your breath, noticing if it is rushed or if you can start to bring a softness and evenness to it. And then start to see if you can breathe in for the count of 5 and just exhale out for the count of 5. And if that's too much, don't stress. No judgment here. Just we're trying to even out the breath, samasvriti breathing, equal breath. So maybe you can only breathe in for 3 or 4 breaths, but just duplicate that on the exhale. Allow yourself a minute or so here to watch your breathing, and I'll watch the clock for us. So just breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. No retention at the end of the inhale or the exhale, just let everything flow. Start to become aware when we talk about our structure, if the structure of your softness is soft. In other words, are you frowning? Are you clenching? Are you holding your body in an unnatural position? Can you allow your body to find its natural place, its natural structure for a sense of relaxation? I want you to now bring to mind a person, maybe it's you or someone else, who is struggling right now to find balance and clarity, and to dedicate these few precious moments that we have together of renewal to them or yourself. As we sit here and before we go into a short meditation, I want you to inquire what has changed since you last sat with yourself. Do you even sit with yourself in quietness? If you haven't, you won't be able to answer the next question. But if you have, I'd like you to consider how your interior and exterior environment has changed since you last sat quietly. Then, if you're not used to sitting with yourself, instead reflect on the details of your daily structure today. Were you rushed? Did you feel overwhelmed? Did you accomplish what you wanted to accomplish? Or are you now beating yourself up because you didn't complete everything? How we place our attention and clarity affects how we land in any moment or circumstance. The best way to cultivate those conditions is to carve out some quiet time to be able to sit with yourself, to really become aware of our interior structure and how that maybe affects our exterior structure. For example, how we organize ourselves in our seat when we come to sit for meditation, or even it can be at your desk where you work or write, or dining table where you eat by yourself or with others, sets up the conditions for a more mindful and joyful experience, and allows a certain degree of receptivity to arrive and chaos to leave. We're trying to erase that feeling of rush, 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 and instead just really be and savor each moment. When our daily routine is chaotic, we often find ourselves getting despondent and feeling that we have failed in some way because we haven't completed our to-do list. The only way to really resolve this is to get very specific in how you structure your day realistically. And that can look like what your realistic priorities are and how you can accomplish them, and also how you can craft this realistic structure or this realistic clarity into your weekly schedule to start with. There are 3 prompts that I have found particularly helpful in times when I'm feeling overwhelmed and chaotic. And these are the 3 that I would like you to sit with now for the next minute, 2 minutes will do. So I want you to close your eyes, just wet your lips a few times, release the jaw, and with your eyes closed, take your internal gaze towards the tip of the nose. Focus on my voice to start with, why I ask you these 3 prompts, or why I tell you these 3 prompts. And then if you find it particularly hard to focus, just focus on your breath. The first prompt is, what could I do? What could I do to bring more structure and create a sense of freedom into my days? Second one, what can I do? What can I do? What do you have available to you that you could use to manifest the essence of what we're talking about here? What can I do to bring more structure? Maybe you need to bring more discipline. Maybe you need to set more boundaries with others. So, what can I do is the second prompt. The third prompt is really you being responsible and taking action for yourself. What will I do? What will I do? You're making a commitment to yourself. You're making a commitment to remove the old patterning of running around feeling rushed and overwhelmed. And instead, you're trying to bring in a more balanced perspective. So, just to recap, what could I do? What can I do? What will I do? And I hope these help you along the way. Now we'll fall into a period of silence, and then I'll bring you out of that. So just tuning in with your breath, breathing in through the nose, breathing out through the nose. Now you can continue to stay here a bit longer, or you can bring your hands to prayer position in front of your heart, bow your head towards your hands, greet yourself there, and acknowledge yourself for taking this time to nourish your being. Until next time, my friends.